Hello everyone and welcome to another TCC challenge video. I'm Jay Plastics and today we're going over the Basch Lost Chapter TCC challenge. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel so I know to make more of them. But for now, let's get right into it. I brought Leo, Gabranth, Aphmau, a friend Leo, and Odin Summon. The first wave consists of 2 ironworms. If you are looking at watching this video for TCC challenge tips, then you already are pretty familiar with these ironworms and their gimmick. Their gimmick is a percentage-based AoE HP attack based on the character that has the highest HP, and in this instance it will be Gabranth. Gabranth has about 15,000 HP, and as you can see, they did about almost a third of his HP to the party. Now it does scale, so now it's going to do a third of 11,000, or if it was a third of 10,000. So you're not in real danger of this wave. For my characters, I had Aphmau essentially just use her EX and then either her Minjing or Ovjang tactics attacks, and then pretty much spammed skill 1 or skill 2, rotating. So in this case, I started off with skill 1, and then our EX attack should be up her next turn. For Gabranth, I primarily used his skill 1 and skill 2 pretty sparingly. I did start it off with his skill 1 and skill 2, but I want to try to save them for the next wave because that's where the real meat and potatoes of this fight is. As you can see, Aphmau's EX is already up, and it's a pretty, I want to say she does a lot of the DPS in this first round. For Leo, you can kind of spam his attacks because after he uses his EX ability, he gets a free ability use, and so he can delay if you need to in this wave. Although it's very rare that they do an AoE attack aside from the group AoE HP attack. They do have a single target HP attack, but that's if it's a very rare attack. The worms, I was focusing primarily on one worm over the other. The worms do not enrage if you defeat one before the other, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna let the rest of this wave 1 play out. I'll see you at the start of wave 2. Alright, so wave 2 consists of a Might Eater and 2 little smaller Might Eaters. The big gimmick for this part of the fight is that the Might Eater will unleash a big AoE absorption, brave absorption attack, and then unleash that as an HP attack to the party. So if you are battering your party and giving them, like, as you can see, like 19,000 or 12,000 brave, and he does that attack, he's going to absorb all that and essentially wipe your party. I got pretty lucky at the start of the wave. Leo's random precision debuff actually landed on the Might Eater, so I could start right away by being able to delay him at will. The tinier Might Eaters are also a little bit of dangerous because they can do AoE HP attacks and I believe single target HP attacks as well fairly often, as you can see in this fight. And if you're not careful, and even if you dodge the big brave absorb HP attack by the Might Eater, the little tiny eaters will be able to sometimes just like come out of nowhere and like snipe you because you're at either a low health or they just have got a pretty decent break gain, because the Might Eater also essentially halves your HP and speeds up at the beginning of the wave. So and there's no way to counter it. It just happens. If you're vigilant and you pay attention, you shouldn't have too much problems. I think there is a tell when he's about to unleash his big brave HP attack, a brave absorption HP attack, and it's when he does I think it's coming up within the next couple turns or so. I believe it says it's seeking energy, and that means its next attack will be the big absorption attack. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I called it in my mind. I wouldn't say you can spam all the skills, but if you were pretty conservative and pretty methodical in the first wave, you can be a little bit more liberal with skills. As you can see, I'm trying to use a bunch of AoE splash damage to take care of the tiny eaters. Okay, so as you saw the little thing, it says its mouth open wide. That means it got some hidden stat buffs, and also seeking energy means it's going to absorb all your brave and then do an HP attack. So here I am trying to see what I can do, because Aphmau has 47,000 brave, and lucky for me, none of her attacks give her a brave battery at the end, so I'm able to dump it. But Gabranth here isn't so lucky. But we do get, here's the absorb energy attack, but we do get extremely lucky, and the Gabranth literally just dodges the attack, and we essentially scrape by with just like minor HP damage to Leo and Aphmau. Another dangerous thing, here's the single HP attack, Rabble. So if you were at a lower HP after the big absorption attack, and like if you HP dumped but you still had like a couple thousand brave, you could go down to 1,000, and then the ads, the little tiny eaters, Might Eaters, will just rabble or powder fog you to death. So it is still dangerous even if you dodge. As you just saw a few moments ago, he did sowing seeds. If the ads are gone, if you defeated both Might Eaters, that would respawn the Might Eaters. If the Might Eaters are still around, it will heal them 200,000 HP, which is quite annoying because if you're trying to do a single target delay strategy, the two tiny Might Eaters can still cause some problems by jumping in and essentially breaking you and kind of ruining the delay strategy. So hopefully if you're doing this same team, same makeup that I'm doing, you can handle them with relative ease. I did dodge the first, I got lucky and did dodge the first absorb energy attack. And I think at certain HP thresholds, he does more. I think at 50%, he'll do another seek energy indicator, and then he'll try to absorb the energy on his next turn. But luckily, Gabranth and Leo, and to a certain extent Aphmau, have pretty decent AoE splash damage, and pretty soon we're going to get rid of the ads for good, and then pretty much after a certain point, I think around turn 44, is this might be the Might Eater's last turn coming up. And one of the benefits of bringing Aphmau to this is that she gets a bunch of free turns. With those extra turns from her EX attack, she can take a bunch of turns, and hopefully the Might Eater will unbreak, which in this case it did. And you can continue to delay it, continue to be able to manipulate the turn count, and essentially from this point on, this wave is, and for this run, for all intents and purposes, it's over. As you can see, the ads are gone, and around this turn I swap out my, no, I guess I didn't swap out Leo. There's the seeking energy. So now I'm like, ooh, I guess I should start delaying it, because I realized I got lucky the first time around and I might not be lucky again. Oh, so here's a display of the Objang Minjing tactics. And he unbroke, so I was able to break him there. Leo hopped up. I swap out. This is when I swap out my Leo for friend Leo. And I wasn't sure that this was going to work, because he's not at a low health. He's still above 50% health. At least that's what it looks like to me. But I was pretty confident that I would be able to use my friend Leo's delay and be able to space out Gabranth's guilt delay mechanic and his quickening delay mechanic, so we can, and as you'll see in the rest of the video, it will never get another turn. I didn't mention it, but she does shield the party from debuffs. As you can see, there are attacks that these enemies do that do debuffs, and with her as a support, you just never saw a debuff on any of it. So please enjoy me walloping this poor Might Eater to death, because it doesn't do anything else. if you were here towards the end of the video, please comment what you liked about it. If you want a more specific, more detailed commentary, I can script these a little bit more, but for right now, it's kind of pretty loose. I just had some notes. As you can see, after like turn 40, the big Might Eater never took another turn. So the delay strategy is pretty clutch. Although I did get very lucky with it missing Gabranth, because that probably would have been a party wipe and a restart. So let's go over the artifacts. There's nothing too crazy. I have tried to farm Gabranth, Aphmau, and Leo when their events were going for their artifact passives, but I don't have like insanely good artifacts for any of these particular characters. Leo has a perfect, but the others are like kind of meh. But 3 attack 108s is really strong anyway. Gabranth does have some perfect artifacts, because I guess I got luckier on Gabranth than the others. And he has his own bootleg sphere. For Aphmau, which I forgot, like just skipped over, she doesn't really have good artifacts, but I'll show you anyway. If you liked the video, be nice to each other, subscribe, and have a great day.